Hello and welcome back to What a Time to Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Walidafy, and this is
Fike the real one in his Chelsea gear, in his prime position.
I'm in my beautiful pink United kit, the best team in the Premier League.
Okay. I mean, you're hardly the best team in Manchester as well. At least we can say we're the best team in London.
All right. You finally win a Champions League and you get all gassed up.
Well, no, that's the second one actually. Number 2. Come on, once a decade.
As you can tell, wearing United tops and Chelsea tops, we're talking about the Premier League. So the Premier League, when this episode goes out, will be starting this weekend.
Yep.
So we thought, let's have a little debate and do our little Premier League predictions.
Yeah, well, we don't have to go debate straight away. I thought we could talk a bit about the transfer and the prospects, and we end up debating because it's football, and that always happens. But yeah, I mean, in general, got to say I'm glad to see the Premier League. Euros and like international tournaments are okay, but the quality of football is nowhere near the level of like league football, Yeah. Especially Premier League being the best in the world, it's good to see some good quality football.
Yeah, and it's also good to see some good quality footballers come into the league.
You really struggled to say football.
Yeah, I wasn't really. I didn't really know where I was going with the sentence.
No, you saved it. That was pretty smooth. Yeah,
really good footballers coming. You've got Jadon Sancho for Man United.
Yes, you've got Varane. You guys got Varane as well.
Yeah.
Who else is coming?
I think that's it. Really.
Yeah, that's it for now. Well, for now,
you got Leon Bailey. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
From Bayer Leverkusen, I think.
Yeah, is the Liverpool guy, right? There's another guy from Leipzig who they're signing a centre back. I forgot his name, but
they did sign one. Yeah.
And very quick as well, actually.
Arsenal signed Ben White for 50 million.
Yeah, there you go. Arsenal doing business. Strong
Arsenal
business.
doing Arsenal business.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's what it is. Arsenal business.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, you know what's surprising about this year when it comes to transfers? I mean, you really had Man United who really went out there, got their targets, got that done. I was expecting this year for a lot more clubs to do that.
Yeah.
Because the rumours were going crazy. And to be fair, the window's still open. It was just in August, so anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was expecting a bit more activity from a lot of the big hitters,
Yeah, I was actually expecting more signings from, Man City's in rumours with Jack Grealish and Harry Kane.
Yeah.
So that's it.
But if they get those two, it's over, yeah.
Chelsea hasn't signed anyone yet, have they?
We signed 2 players, but they're relatively unknown. They're nothing to really rave on about.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we sold some players, including Giroud, who actually scored in his debut.
He went AC Milan and then just scored immediately.
Yep. So there's great.
I mean, PSG did a madness as well in the transfers.
They have. They
got Donnarumma for free.
Yep.
They got Ramos for free, Wijnaldum for free, and then they bought Hakimi as well.
You know what's really annoying at PSG though?
Yeah.
They got all the players that other clubs are targeting. Like Donnarumma, we bid it for him like 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Didn't get him. Hakimi, we're in for him. Didn't get him. Pretty sure Ramos was linked with a lot of clubs. They didn't get him. Wijnaldum was going to Barca. Didn't get him.
Yeah.
PSG really done bits there, yeah. But, sticking to the Premier League, I think Chelsea is one club I'm surprised about. I thought we would sign more players. And there's rumours. Apparently, we went for Lukaku and
I saw those rumours this morning. Yeah,
and again, we went for him again recently and got rejected again. Great, and apparently Haaland as well. Got rejected for him.
Rejected for that. Yeah.
So now the idea of selling Giroud probably doesn't seem like a great idea.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, we're getting Lewandowski and stuff," and I was like, "You would never get Lewandowski in Chelsea."
Well, you know what it is?
No way.
I think we're definitely going for these kind of players, but whether we get them is a whole different matter. Especially with COVID, these clubs aren't willing to sell their strikers like that.
I think the big difference between say how it's like easy for Cavani, Zlatan, and them lot to come to United is because we always went for big name players.
Yeah,
Chelsea have gone for big name players, but they went for a lot of underdog players. Drogba, no one knew about until he came to Chelsea. Hazard, people sort of knew about him, but they didn't really. Yeah. There's loads of other players like that at Chelsea where they didn't really know about them, but they turned into like these ridiculously OP players.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like Chelsea are now showing that intent, but like I would say if they showed that intent a bit back, it would be a bit easier to get these big name players as well.
I do think there's some truth to that. So these are good players, but they're not like massive or marquee because the marquee players we got actually haven't done that well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Torres,
Torres,
Deco, Quaresma. I don't want to go down the list because honestly it depresses me. So I don't want to go down that route. But you know what it is? I feel like we still go for really good quality players. Like Costa when he was at Let's Go, he's a big player, but he wasn't. We didn't really know how good he would be.
I mean, Costa really made his. I mean, he made his name in Spain, but he really made his name at Chelsea.
Yeah. And then he went back to Spain and continued on from where he left off. Literally. But I do think that we right now are still going for those same kind of players because all right, Lukaku is an exception. He's already there.
Yeah.
But I think Haaland, yes, right now people call him like he's incredible talent.
Yeah.
But he's still 19 years old, so he still has a lot to prove.
Exactly.
It's a very similar situation to Eden Hazard, and I think that's why we are bidding for like. I think 135 to 175 mil in around that region, which for a 19-year-old is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's the way you tempt them to sell them.
It's the club though, right? Apparently the players, Haaland was okay with going to Chelsea, but it's the club. And,
it's the club doesn't want to lose him.
And I think you're seeing that nowadays a lot more with the transfer market. Yeah. Traditionally, the players would want to go and the clubs would be like, you know what, just go.
Yeah.
But now I think the clubs have a lot, not control, but I do think they're more hesitant to do that because
I think they're a bit more aggressive in that sense.
No, they're aggressive in buying, but that's because the clubs are more hesitant on selling.
They're hesitant, but they're aggressive as well. At the same time, they're like, no, we won't do it. Instead of we'll think about it. They're just like, no, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do nowadays.
Because in their position with COVID, they have to either keep hold of their finances, which include keep hold of their players because they have that structure, or they get a really lucrative offer where selling that player makes more sense than
it's
keeping
like
that
Aston Villa.
player.
Aston Villa's got an offer of 100 mil for Jack Grealish. It's not worth 100 mil.
Yeah, he's not.
So for them to go no would be stupid because they're a small club and that 100 mil can take them a long way in the transfer market.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these clubs would just use that money, maybe not for transfers, maybe for something else.
Yeah, maybe like develop their stadiums or put it wherever they need to put it, and that helps them out. I mean, a lot.
Do you prefer having? Do you like it when there's lots of activity going on in the transfer market, or are you one of those players who like keep little things, maybe buy that one player?
No, just buy whoever you want and sell whoever you want, man.
You love that?
Yeah, I love it. Like even if you sell the wrong player, like Chelsea's sold lots of wrong players. Salah, De Bruyne, the list can go on quite a bit.
You know what? Do you know why I disagree though? Because those players at that time were a part of a team where it was stacked in that position.
Yeah.
And at the time, no one would have thought of selling Oscar, Hazard, Juan Mata.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just not happening. So these players, they wanted to go to get more game time.
Yeah.
Like De Bruyne would not be De Bruyne if he left.
Yeah, if he stayed at Chelsea. Yeah.
Same with Salah. But yeah, I do get you coming from. A lot of players.
But I enjoy that. I mean, as long as the club isn't doing stupid sales, like... selling, like if United just decided, like, let's sell Bruno Fernandes, I'll be like, what the? Like, that's just dumb.
Well, you guys did sell Di Maria.
But he wasn't that great at United.
Look what he did at PSG.
Yeah, but he wasn't that great at United.
Yeah, but
he was great at Real Madrid, came to United, didn't do well, and then...
But he was only there for like half a season or something, right?
Yeah, because he didn't even like the country. He hated the country. His wife came out publicly saying, this country sucks. Yeah, he didn't want to live there.
You know what? That culture works in like Argentina.
Yeah.
And those kind of countries doesn't really work in England.
It's just like, mate, like if someone doesn't want to be there, he's not going to play his best, is he?
True. But with the whole activity going around, I have mixed feelings towards it because I know this might be rich coming from a Chelsea fan, but we haven't really done huge business in the transfer market in the last couple of years. Yes, we did with selling Hazard and then buying new players.
Yeah.
But that came because we had a transfer ban the season before.
Yeah.
And then we had this money from the Europa League and Eden Hazard being sold.
Yeah.
So it made sense to have that activity.
You still bought Kovacic under the ban though.
That's because Kovacic was already under loan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you already had that deal in place. So.
Same with Pulisic as well. He was already in place. So I do like activity, but I don't like it when it's too much. I actually don't like it when my own club does it because then I'm like, all right, we're building for so long.
Yeah.
Now we just have to start again from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea of like when you buy too many players, they need to gel together again.
Yeah.
But you sometimes have to risk the harmony of a team to improve the team in the long run.
True. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, United bringing in all these random players. They brought Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, they brought Bruno in halfway through. They brought all these players and then it's like, at first we did struggle. But then we went insane halfway through the season. We just went like, we didn't lose a single game. Then COVID happened, and then we lost the game. But
it's crazy, man. United went absolutely nuts.
We were just winning and winning. We didn't even concede a goal. It was crazy. The best time to be a Man United. It was so crazy.
Player. I mean, all the other teams were flopping. A lot of injuries were happening with other teams. But you know what? United did very well.
They capitalized on the opportunity.
Yeah, no,
you have to give them credit.
Fair. Yes, fair. That's
the
a good
old
point.
United would not capitalize. They would be like, they would lose. And they would lose the games.
Well, you know what? I think United on that manager, you should get at least losing a bit more. Well, actually, you know what it is with United? I feel like they're in a position right now where they're like a good team, like a solid team, especially with those signings. Like, those are really signings that you guys needed, and you went and got them. But do you think you can compete with the likes of City and a returning Liverpool?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain why.
Okay, right. Last season, Liverpool, yes, they lost Van Dijk and then they picked it up near the end of the season. But throughout the season, United were quite consistent, even with major injuries like Rashford and some other players being out. So we were still keeping up with the other teams, winning the points that we needed and, getting a draw where matches were difficult for us. So we were able to keep up to that standard anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we didn't play Liverpool every week, so we can't be obviously we beat them. Like, we played them twice in the season, and that's it. But all the other teams, we were quite consistent and we were quite well. Even Man City, we put up a good fight against. I don't know if we won a game or how many games we won against them. Maybe one or like drew one and then lost one.
Mm-hmm.
But we put up a good fight with the top six. Won a lot of them, lost the ones that obviously we should have lost.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with United before was that even the midfield teams and the lower teams, they were still beating us. And we were losing critical points from there. But last season, we displayed that we could win those points, even with major injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Pogba was out for a while. Yeah. Rashford was out for a while. And all these other replacement players came in and picked up, the slack, like picked up the work that they needed to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows that there's been a change at United, that they can keep up with it.
Okay.
And coming second, 12 points off Man City is a big achievement.
Well, you know what? On that note, let's look at the table, right? So you guys had, in your words, a great season, and a lot of teams were struggling, right? let me tell you the table, right? So,
oh no,
fourth place was Chelsea with 67 points.
Just about got fourth.
Yep, just about, literally about 1 point. But it wouldn't have mattered because we won the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would have been there anyway. Actually, that probably would have been worse for Leicester.
Yeah.
Or was it 5 teams that enter? It would be 5 actually, right?
It would be
Top
5.
4.
Top 4 anyways. And then plus 1.
Yeah. Anyways, third place, the struggling team. Bearing in mind, it wasn't just Van Dijk who was out. It was actually Gomez was out as well.
Yeah.
And by one point, it was Alisson who was out.
Yeah, Alisson was out. Yeah.
Henderson was out. Like they actually, as Liverpool built up that bad luck over time because they didn't have so many injuries, and all of a sudden they just hit. Yeah. But that Liverpool team got 69 points. You guys at second place, Man United got 74.
Yeah.
So really, Liverpool were only 5 points behind you guys.
Yeah. But we'd had our own injury issues and stuff like that.
You did, but...
And
okay.
Liverpool's last few games were very lucky. If we draw our brains back to the last few games Liverpool played, they were some of the luckiest games they have won ever.
Do you know what I'd say in response to that? Football, you need a bit of luck to win.
Yeah, of course you need a bit of luck.
And that's just the way it is. And the thing about Liverpool is they lost their best player, Van Dijk, and he was completely out.
Did you see him in the preseason game when he came back? No. He got dropped and then some guy scored against him. I don't know what team they were playing in the preseason. He tried running back.
Yeah.
The guy cut in. Van Dijk just dropped to the ground and then the guy scored, and I was like, this is really good. This is very good.
I think we need to wait what happens
Keep chipping away at him.
But you know what? Maybe he's not the same after the injury. We just never know,
exactly.
Right?
Some players get injured, come back, and then they're never the same.
You never know. But
they're not a Luke Shaw.
But let's say this. A healthy Van Dijk is the best player in Liverpool, right? Also, they lost some other key players. Like I think Henderson was out for a while. Alisson was out. But they got 69 points.
Yeah.
You guys got 74. Now, you guys, the injuries that happened were the likes of Rashford, Pogba, decent players. But let me ask you a question. Your best player, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
What if he was out?
If he was out, we would be even lower.
I think you guys would be a lot lower.
We'll be lower than Liverpool, but still above Chelsea.
I don't think you make it to Champions League. I don't think you make it Champions League.
We'd be above Chelsea.
Remember, we're only 7 points behind you.
We'd be above Chelsea. But
and I disagree. But I actually think you guys would struggle to make top 4 if Bruno was out. Because Bruno, he makes the team tick. And so did Van Dijk for Liverpool.
Yeah. But even without... No, that's true. I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, you better agree with me.
I think Bruno is a critical player. But I think there have been times when he hasn't played and we've still shown that we've been quite well without him. The days he's been rested, other players picked up. But at that time, we did have Pogba and Rashford to pick up the pieces. So,
look, mate, this is just Champions League knowledge because we are the champions of Europe. You can't even laugh at that. It's true. Like, we are the champions of Europe.
You are, yeah.
I can say that up until the next year.
I'd rather have you champions of Europe than Man City anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
You see,
I'd rather Man City never win a Champions League.
You know, it looks like they're going to be a struggle for City, isn't it? Because I know I was a Chelsea fan, and I believed in Tuchel from day one. You can ask everyone from the get-go. I was like, Tuchel's an amazing manager. They just didn't watch Bundesliga, so a lot of people base his credentials on PSG. But City, I still expected to win.
Yeah,
I expected them to win it all, and I think they had the best chance last year. Do you think City could put a similar run?
Did City go through many problems? I think De Bruyne went out for a while.
Yeah,
but they have enough. They have that bench, which is basically like Mourinho said. Like, I think the season when after he got sacked, he was like, top four would be Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and then Man City B, because their bench is so strong.
But it's true. Like, their bench is ridiculously strong. I mean, the thing about City is they don't really buy that one marquee signing. I know they're doing that now with Grealish, but before they weren't really doing that. They were buying a 50 mil player there, a 50 mil player there, 50 mil. They're buying accumulating all these players, and eventually it just this amazing City team that would just beat anyone, including the bench that would just beat anyone. So with that sort of team, that amount of rotation that can happen, there's not really an excuse for them losing the Champions League final, apart from Tuchel being that good or Chelsea being that good.
I think there is a reason, because Tuchel is just too good.
But again,
I think
you know what is before Tuchel's season, who would you say was a better manager, Guardiola or Tuchel?
I think it would be hard to say, because the thing is, the reason I say Tuchel is better than Guardiola is because when they've been one-on-one against each other, Tuchel has shown his tactics are better.
But at the start, so let's say last season didn't happen. I know that seems a bit,
it's kind of hard,
Yeah, but let's just imagine that first.
Who would you say is the better? You would say Guardiola because of his trophy cabinet.
Now, a guy with that sort of expectation, his trophy cabinet, with that sort of squad, before
the Man
last
City
season,
squad wasn't weak. It wasn't a weak squad.
No, it was very strong.
Yeah.
So you've got the squad, you've got the manager. They're up against the final against a weaker opponent and a weaker manager. You expect them to win. Now, of course, Tuchel did a madness. He had Guardiola's number. I think he won 4 bouts when meeting him. But the expectation was there for City. And no one really talks about Guardiola flopping. But, I mean, he has flopped. I feel like if he doesn't win a Champions League with Man City...
Yeah, he's flopped.
I think he's flopped.
He's won... How many Premier League? 4?
Yeah, like he's won killed the Premier League. The Premier League is dead.
Carabao Cups, who cares?
He's killed the Premier League,
Community Shields, we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care, yeah.
And then he's killed it, but I think there's always room for criticism for every manager, and there's lots of managers who are just overlooked. Like Nuno is quite overlooked, the Wolves manager. Yeah. He did quite well.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers at Leicester?
Yes.
Brendan Rodgers, crazy good manager. Ridiculously good manager.
But they flopped.
Yeah, they did. But he is a ridiculously good manager.
But that's 2 years in a row, really.
With that Leicester team to come...
But he flopped with Liverpool as well.
Where did they come? 4th? 5th?
Do you remember Liverpool when they were about to win the league? Yeah. And then Gerrard slipped and then ended up finishing 2nd.
But what can Brendan do there, brother? Like, that's Gerrard's fault.
But look, when a manager...
There's only so much a manager can do, though. I feel like sometimes we criticize the manager for player faults, which should be down to the player, not the manager.
Usually, I would say yes, but it's happened 3 years now where you could say that Brendan Rodgers has flopped. When it happens that many times, maybe you should stop looking at the team and start looking at the manager a little bit.
Nah, I feel it's harsh.
But think about it this way: Leicester were 4th for the majority of the season.
Yeah.
Towards the end, they didn't make it. It's just it happens too many times. And you know what it is? I feel like certain managers like Brendan Rodgers, like Guardiola, we give them a lot of respect and adulation. But when they don't actually make it, we don't really say anything. Whereas managers like Mourinho, right?
I love Mourinho.
Okay, fair enough.
I love him.
But most people don't, right?
Yeah.
And when he doesn't get that objective, people criticize him harshly. Yeah. And the reason why is because of his playing style, because of his personality. I feel like we should be looking at Brendan Rodgers and Guardiola the same. Yes, they play very pretty football, but they have flopped.
Yeah, they have flopped. Their goal that they set out to do has never been achieved.
Yeah, and look, Guardiola has set the standard himself. Like, he's an amazing manager, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
But, mate, he's only won the Champions League with Barcelona.
Yeah, and that was the most OP Barcelona team ever.
I don't know, man. I feel like Klopp probably deserves a lot of credit for winning the Champions League.
Yeah, he does. It was hard for him to... I mean, they got Tottenham in the final, but yeah, it was kind of hard for him to get there.
Yeah, I mean,
they had to beat Barcelona.
Yeah, they reached the Champions League twice as well. The finals, twice.
Finals twice.
But really quick question for you. This year Premier League's going on. Who do you think is going to win it? Top 4 predictions for you. Yeah.
I think first would be Man City.
Okay.
If they get Grealish, Harry Kane.
Yeah, fair enough.
If they don't get Harry Kane, they'll be second.
Okay. Who's your first?
Man United.
Oof. Okay.
But that's just purely...
I like your confidence.
That's purely just self-confidence and just love of the club.
I like that.
But if Man City get Harry Kane, it'll be Man City first.
Okay, I'm with you.
United second.
Okay.
And then I'd say it'll be very close between Liverpool and Chelsea. The only reason I say that is because Van Dijk is still coming back from an injury. Liverpool haven't replaced Wijnaldum properly.
Mm-hmm.
They just got a decent replacement for Van Dijk in the centre-back position.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the team is unchanged.
Yeah.
So front three is unchanged. Most of the midfields are unchanged.
Okay.
So if they get injured, he's going to have the same problem he had last season.
Okay.
So that's the reason I'm saying it'll be a close battle. That's why I'm not saying he'll win.
Okay.
Or he'll be top 2. Because he'll have that issue come up and he'll struggle again. And I'm saying Chelsea. I'd say Chelsea third, Liverpool fourth.
Okay. Interesting.
I think Chelsea, because they had that season of the Champions League, Tuchel will ignite something inside of them, man. To be honest, Chelsea could come second as well. I don't see him winning the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Depends what Man City does in the transfer market.
Yeah.
But if Man City don't get Harry Kane, they could easily be third, and then it could be Chelsea United, or like it could be like completely flipped. But if City gets Kane, City's first, United second, Chelsea third, Liverpool fourth.
Okay.
Tottenham nowhere near. Arsenal, don't even think about it.
Yeah, like, this is not happening.
Let's not even talk about them.
Oh mate, like I feel bad for Arsenal fans more so than Tottenham fans because Arsenal have some history behind it. They're actual winners. Yeah. Tottenham, they're not even like, come on, they're used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my predictions isn't too far off. I think the teams that you mentioned are in the same top 4.
Yeah.
Just the order that's slightly different. So I think City will win it regardless.
Okay.
Reason why, I think the squad is just ridiculous. And I think Guardiola now, it's going to sound weird, but I feel like because they lost the Champions League final, I think that's going to help them. Because they're going to come to the Premier League with a vengeance. And I think they're going to go for Champions League again. But I think because of the way they're going to play and set up, I feel like they're going to bring that to the Premier League.
The only reason I say they won't get it in the Premier League is because I understand the vengeance, but he'll focus so much on the Champions League that it may deter him from the Premier League aspiration.
I see your point, but I feel like when players are that much focused, I don't think a player can literally look at singly one position and be like, all right, I'm not going to play well in that.
Yeah.
I feel like Premier League and Champions League are the 2 tournaments where you play your best players.
Yeah.
And those players are focused, they can focus. And again, with the transfer market, look, I fully expect them to get either Jack Grealish or Kane.
Yeah.
If they get either of them, it's game over. If they get both, it's like...
It's done deal.
It's completely done deal. So that's why I'm going for City.
Yeah.
Second, I'm actually going to go for... I'm going for Liverpool.
Okay.
Reason why, and I'm not going to lie, this is quite a risky prediction, but the reason why is because I feel like with the injuries and the players that have come back, I feel like the team is already stronger.
Yeah.
And not only that, I feel like the player they've added from Leipzig, they've addressed their centre-back issues.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like having that built up, they're going to come back to the Premier League as well. I think Klopp is going to do a madness. And I think he's going to really tear up the Premier League.
Yeah.
I really do truly believe that Liverpool's starting 11 is still one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's just incredible.
Yeah,
so
it is. On their day, they're mad.
Exactly. So if you give them a bit of form, they're going to put together possibly a really solid run. So I expect them to do quite well. And Jota as well, I think, is going to have a great breakout season. Third, you're not going to like this, but I'm going to back my team. I'm going to go for Chelsea.
I'd back my own team in this situation as well.
The reason why is because that team has won the Champions League for a reason. It's because of Tuchel.
Yeah.
And the players which are developing under him.
Yeah.
So a lot of the players he's taken up are young. So they're naturally going to get used to more of a system. And because of that, these players like Mount, even Pulisic, I know he came off the bench, but he's had a bit more experience.
Yeah.
I think they're really going to come in their own. And I think the bench as well for Chelsea is quite strong, particularly the midfield. And I feel that's what's going to carry them over towards. I don't think right now the squad we have, we're capable of top 2 just yet. I would love to, but I think Tuchel has got it in them. Like we have the potential, but I think Liverpool might just edge it because they have Klopp and they have experience.
Yeah.
So I think they'll just get it. I think it'll be tight. But I think if we sign a solid centre forward, then I think we're in the race really for
Makes sense,
in the title race actually.
Yeah, 100%.
Fourth, I'm going to go for United. Now the reason I put United so low is because of the manager. I know we keep on not backing the manager, and he keeps on doing great. But you know what it is?
Ollie, if you hear this, I love you.
You know what it is? With United, I think they have the squad, but I think you need a really strong character to compete with the likes of Tuchel, Klopp, and Guardiola.
Yeah.
It's not that Solskjaer is bad. He's a bad manager. He's not. But he's not at the same level as those other three, I feel. And I think that's what's going to let them down. Like, I feel they're going to get a decent run together, but I think they are going to get some injuries, as every other team is.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like I don't really trust him. Like, yes, he's done well, but I can't trust him. And that's why I can't put him above those other teams.
Yeah.
Again, I think the order, I'm probably going to be wrong with the order, but I think that's the order I'm going to go with now.
Well, that's very interesting. Let us know your predictions in the comments down below. And I think that does it for today's episode. So leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Rep your teams. Champions of Europe.
I need to get the new kit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got any other final remarks?
No. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Leave hate comments.
Please don't. And
with football probably are. But anyways.
Take care. Peace out.